Have you ever felt empty, even while surrounded by people? This silent ache is the companion of many, a distress that whispers in the shadows of the heart. The relentless pursuit of connection pulls us along, much like leaves caught in a turbulent river. But what if the silence you carry is actually the path you've been avoiding? The truth is, genuine connection can flourish in absence. In this surrender, we may become prisoners of expectations, losing our essence in a sea of constant demands. When you decide to become emotionally unavailable, it's not an act of rejection toward the world, but rather a return to yourself. Absence is not loneliness, it's space. It's the opportunity to look inward and recognize what has been lost. After all, the answer you seek often resides where you least expect it, in your own silence. In this place of introspection, energy begins to reorganize. You realize that you don't need to suppress yourself to be accepted, and that the most authentic relationships often arise from the clarity and space we give to ourselves. Life is a constant cycle of giving and receiving. But what if you learn to receive first from yourself? What if what you believe is necessary for connection is actually a burden that is distorting your freedom? It's perfectly okay not to know what to do right now. Don't rush to fill the emptiness with external voices. Instead, allow the silence between the words to resonate with your truth. Little by little, the promise of what is distant transforms into the path for finding what is already here. It's a journey to explore the forgotten essence that resides within you. Be gentle with yourself throughout this process. By stepping away from the noise, you can hear your true calling. Do you notice that? Loneliness doesn't have to be feared. It can guide you back home. It's in your silence that the most genuine connections begin. The relationships we build are often infused with a sweet yet dangerous fragrance. Have you ever found yourself giving so much of yourself that, in the end, there's hardly anything left for you? Emotional dependency is that subtle, seductive trap that promises love, but often comes with a heavy burden. How many times have you shaped your identity around what others desire? It's as if you drift a bit further away from yourself, trying to be what they expect, and that drains your energy. But here's something you might not have realized. This dependency doesn't bring happiness. It brings exhaustion. No one can pretend forever. The feeling of being too different starts to feel overwhelming, doesn't it? What once was a full love now transforms into a space of insecurity and pain. You might feel surrounded by familiar faces, yet that loneliness still screams inside you. I feel like no one understands me. What if what you're seeking is actually within you? Silence isn't the absence of love, it's the opportunity to listen to yourself. Deep down inside, there's an invitation for self-exploration, a chance to reconnect with your own essence. Each breath can be a step out of the shadows of dependency. Allow yourself a moment of pause. Let the weight of what isn't yours slip off your back. It's perfectly fine not to know what to do right now. That confusion, that restlessness, is merely a sign that something within you needs to be heard. Silence can be your refuge. It's in that sacred space that true healing begins to emerge. Today, as you wake up, remember, I am capable. You don't need anyone else's gaze to shine. Freedom is a fresh scent, a relief that comes when you become unshakable once again. Enough is enough. You deserve to breathe without fear. Free yourself from the ties that drain your energy. True love doesn't require you to shrink because of fear. It expands you. Keep your focus on yourself, on who you really are, not on what others want you to be. This journey may be slow, but each step is a return to your essence. Have you ever taken a moment to feel the echo of silence in your life? Sometimes, loneliness can be deafening. Even when surrounded by faces, genuine connection feels distant, like a mirage in a desert of unmet needs. It's painful to realize that in the midst of a crowd, understanding seems like a luxury. But what if I told you that within this silence, many truths can be revealed? Picture a serene lake, reflecting the vast sky above. This lake represents your inner self. It's the silence that allows the calm necessary for you to see beyond superficiality. Each moment of peace is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your soul. It's right there, in that sacred space, where you can recognize the essence you may have overlooked. However, here's something you might not have realized. The truth is, the noise outside is an invitation to dive into what's within. You worry about what others think, but what if it were the other way around? What if the external distractions are the true obstacles to your self-discovery? So, pause and breathe. Feel the depth of your being. This moment is an invitation to transformation. Silence isn't an empty space. It's the essence where you can bloom, where you can finally see yourself, free from the weight of others' expectations. Being unavailable for distractions is an act of courage. It's a reminder that you deserve time for yourself, to acknowledge your own pain and your own joys. Every pause you take is a step closer to the personal transformation you seek. When you quiet your mind, questions may arise. What does silence reveal about you? Perhaps it uncovers wounds that need attention, or truths that you've been ignoring. But don't fear these revelations. They are not plagues, they are simply calls to action. What if, all of a sudden, you allowed yourself to experience this vulnerability? What might you discover about yourself that you still don't know? Learning to listen to what's hidden deep within you can be a challenge, but it's also a path to healing. The answers we seek often reside there, resonating in the stillness. So why not dedicate a moment of your day to simply be? To look inward, without rush, embracing whatever comes to the surface. It's perfectly fine not to know what to do right now. Every small step counts, and you'll find, there in the silence, the clarity you so yearn for. Transformation doesn't happen in the blink of an eye. It's a gentle nurturing of the self. By choosing to step away from the noise, you begin to recognize this. The world outside may be chaotic, but what truly matters is how you feel within yourself. Allow this silence to transform you. It's where the soul renews itself. Have you ever wondered who really benefits from your availability? This question resonates in many lives. Sometimes you feel exhausted, yet you're always there, ready to help. But as the light shines in those moments, a discomfort arises. Who is feeding off your generosity? In the silent space between you and others, we often give our energy without realizing it. It's easy to get lost in the expectation that love and attention should be mutual. However, the truth is that in our vulnerability, we become targets of emotional games that drain our essence. What if your unavailability is actually a fortress instead of a prison? What many fail to understand is that protecting your boundaries doesn't signify weakness. You're not denying yourself love. You're choosing to love yourself first. This choice provides unexpected comfort during emotional discomfort. Here's something you might not have noticed. By saying no to external demands, you're giving a resounding yes to yourself. You deserve that sacred space. When someone crosses your boundaries, the question arises, how can we reclaim our energy? The answer may lie in the simple ability to step back, to become absent when the situation calls for it. Are you aware of your importance? Self-love might seem selfish to those who observe from a distance. For you, it could be a rediscovery. By restoring your boundaries, you allow yourself to grow in ways that previously felt impossible. Imagine a day when you feel the beauty of being yourself, free from the burdens of others. What if liberating yourself from the need for approval is the true key to your spiritual awakening? Amid your pain and search for meaning, the courage to distance yourself could be the doorway to a new you. After all, no one can pretend forever. You have so much to offer, but start by reserving the greatest gift of all, your time and energy for your own soul. Do you feel like the whole city is screaming while you remain silent? It's perfectly okay not to know what to do right now. Allow yourself this time to reinvent, to understand that your availability is a choice, not an obligation. Now, As you look within, ask yourself, what do I truly want? What resonates with me? Sometimes, that silence you fear is the only place where you can truly hear yourself. And in realizing this, the magic of your transformation begins to unfold. You are not weak for protecting yourself. You are strong enough to choose yourself. Do you truly know who you are? Or do you simply reflect the desires of those around you? Amidst smiles and appearances, many of us lose touch with our true essence. It's like being at a magnificent party. You dance with everyone, yet a quiet voice inside whispers, "What if this isn't really me?" Individuation invites us to explore this question. Each of us carries an invisible pain, a longing to be seen and accepted, but also a fear of exposing our true selves. The quest for authenticity becomes a delicate journey. Deep down, you inspect the masks you wear to please others and discover that often they weigh more than you realize. But here's something you may not have noticed. Freedom doesn't lie in pleasing others, but in letting go. What makes you resonate? What brings you peace? That's the key to unlocking the door you may have closed off. In moments of solitude, when the external noise quiets down, a voice arises and asks, "Do you recognize yourself here? Do you feel it? The pain of disconnection?" It's understandable. Modern life pressures us to be everything to everyone, and amidst this, who have you become? Is the self you present a genuine reflection, or a version shaped by the gaze of others? This reflection is a dance, an alchemy where we lose fragments of ourselves, but also uncover new aspects of who we are. Allow yourself to go with the flow of this journey. Instead of fighting against the pain, permit yourself to feel every nuance of it. Pain is often the best teacher. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be yourself. When you allow yourself to engage in this intimate journey, life begins to flow in a new way. Each step becomes an affirmation of your worth and your essence. Imagine waking up one morning and allowing yourself to shout to the world, "Enough. I am more than just what others expect of me." This isn't a rebellion, but a recognition of your deepest self, the one that yearns for authenticity. This inner cry may be silent, but its resonance echoes through the soul. What if you woke up each day determined to shed your masks? The path of individuation isn't easy, but it's filled with forgotten treasures, like the freedom to be imperfect. Remember, you are a unique being. No one can embody this authenticity like you can. When you choose to let yourself be seen, you inspire others to do the same. Finally, remember that by reconnecting with your essence, you transform your inner house into a sacred home. It's okay to feel lost. That's part of the process. And gradually, you will find the peace you've been seeking. So take a deep breath and allow yourself to be who you truly are. If this resonates with your heart, perhaps it's time to reflect. What do you choose to be today? Choose your authenticity and let your light shine. Have you ever felt drained, even when everything around you seemed calm? The truth is that many times, the real weight we carry isn't visible. The people around us, their expectations, and even the digital world that envelops us can intrude upon the sacred space of our energy. Imagine your being as a temple, a sacred space that deserves protection. But what happens when you let strangers enter without permission? Invasions occur more frequently than we realize. Each interaction can leave a mark, and every word can pile up like bricks until you feel suffocated. What if the true art of protecting your energy doesn't involve high walls, but rather fences that preserve who you are? A fence that selectively allows sounds to enter your temple. You don't need to diminish yourself to connect with others. It's possible to set boundaries that aren't barriers, but rather invitations. Invitations for only what is genuine and respectful to enter your space. Think back to a moment when you felt deeply respected. What happened? The exchanges felt light, didn't they? You didn't shrink. You didn't mold yourself to what others expected. You were simply yourself, and that made all the difference. Are you tired of carrying the weight of expectation? It's time to honor your true essence. Set clear boundaries. This isn't selfishness, it's self-love. You don't pretend to be someone you're not just to please anyone. In fact, when you allow yourself to be authentic, the connections that blossom in your heart are the most sincere. What if this internal struggle is, in fact, a step toward your freedom? By caring for your energy, you're not just protecting yourself. You're making space for something new. Like a plant that grows strong in the sunlight, free from shadows. Remember, it's not just about closing doors, but knowing which door to open. Today, as you wake up, make this simple affirmation to yourself. I am worthy of my own space. This is a powerful step. Often, that's all you need to begin recognizing the guardian within you. This guardian already knows. It knows that peace enters when you decide where your energy flows. Have you ever felt exhausted? You have good reason for that. This fatigue isn't a weakness, but a signal of how much you've given of yourself. Now, the resonating question is, are you ready to protect what is most sacred within you? Have you ever stopped to consider what happens when you choose to become emotionally unavailable? This choice, often quiet and unconscious, resonates through every corner of your life. Imagine it like a small leaf carried by the wind. It's this delicate movement that can stir up storms. By closing yourself off, you not only isolate yourself, but also shape the dynamics of your relationships. The truth is, your unavailability impacts those around you. What if what you think of as protection is, in fact, a prison? When you distance yourself, you stop sharing your light, not just with others, but also with yourself. It becomes a cycle. As you pull away, others may withdraw as well, and so loneliness takes over. Think about those moments when you shut down. What fills that empty space? Sometimes, a small voice might cry out, "You don't connect because you're afraid." But what would make you decide to open the doors once again? That's where true transformation lies. If you're feeling tired and exhausted, perhaps that's a clear signal that it's time to ask yourself, how is my choice to remain detached shaping my life? Isn't there something at least that you wish to reclaim? What happened to the feeling of belonging and community? When you choose to stay withdrawn, the butterfly effect unfolds around you. Each interaction transforms. Friends may feel neglected, caught in your hesitation, and you, even while surrounded by people, still feel alone. This duality is painful. Now, look closer. What do you need to let go of in order to reconnect? Self-awareness becomes your bridge. You can decide what to share and what to keep hidden. This space of choice is where true freedom resides. And isn't that a bit daunting? This freedom can change the course of lives, including your own. Breaking free from unavailability doesn't mean opening up at any cost. It's about finding a balance between your own safety and vulnerability. And that choice, even if small at first, can transform realities. It can ignite the same light in others' lives that needs to shine once more in yours. What happens on your journey if you allow yourself to connect again? With your friends, your family, even with yourself. Each step, no matter how small, can create powerful ripples of change. What are you being invited to explore within yourself? What do you discover when you confront the pain of not allowing yourself to be seen? Today, take a deep breath. You are capable of opening up. You can let the wind in. You can begin to foster bonds that resonate not only in your life, but in the lives of those around you. What do you choose to manifest today? Suddenly you find yourself surrounded by people, yet the emptiness remains. You sense that something is missing, but you can't quite put your finger on it. This invisible loneliness weighs on your heart, as if all the words and gestures around you fail to reach what truly matters. What if what you seek in the warmth of presence isn't just company, but genuine connection? What would happen if you paused for a moment to observe? Absence teaches us to focus on what genuinely matters. Clarity comes from understanding that each interaction should resonate with what is true, leading you to value presence, not for its form, but for its essence. In that illuminating space, the first question arises: what do I really seek when I long for someone else's presence? The answer may surprise you. Often we seek approval, acceptance, something to fill the inner void. But here's something you may have never realized. True connection doesn't stem from what others can offer us. It comes from our ability to be fully present. Silence is powerful, and it's within that silence that truth can be reborn. When you truly listen to what your heart desires, confusion begins to dissolve. The chaos that often dominates your social experiences transforms into a space for reflection. Allow yourself to experience that transition. It's perfectly all right not to know where to start. Now, if diving into your daily interactions feels challenging, begin with the essentials: emotional simplicity. Ask yourself clearly every day: am I here to connect or just to distract myself? Answering this question can lift the veil of superficiality that so often suffocates us. But what comes next is perhaps the most significant. Through silence, mindfulness, and presence, you start to observe not only others, but also yourself. The wounds of the past become less oppressive when you realize you don't need them to define you. You are not the labels others have given you. You are a whole being, entitled to feel free. And what if the pain you carry isn't a burden, but rather an opportunity to nurture profound insights about what really moves you? It's in silence that love reveals itself, where connection becomes rich and genuine. There's no need to rush. Every step taken toward clarity is a step toward a renewed heart, one that is gently strengthened. The companionship you seek starts from within. Today, as you wake up, tell yourself, I deserve to be present, and I am enough just as I am. This choice, while simple, is transformative. By nurturing your essence, you automatically bring clarity to your external interactions. Let this journey of simplifying your relationships begin. You will discover that by becoming less available for superficiality, you open yourself up to depth, and that changes everything. Have you ever noticed how being available for others can actually turn into a prison? So often, we offer our ears, our time, and our emotions. But where is the space for ourselves? In our relentless quest to be seen and accepted, we lose touch with the most important connection, the one we have with ourselves. What if it's not in the love of others that we find strength, but in the freedom to be unconditionally ourselves? The pain of the endless cycle of excessive availability is a burden many carry without realizing it. It's like a layer of self-annihilation that gradually buries our essence. When you become emotionally unavailable, you're not distancing yourself from love. On the contrary, this choice brings you back to your true self. By saying no to everyone around you, you're finally saying yes to yourself. A revelation that, at first, may seem paradoxical. But when you explore the silences of your soul, you realize that perhaps the deepest love begins within us. Here lies the seed of transformation. The silence you fear, the emptiness that accompanies you when everything is quiet, can be the fertile soil where your true self can blossom. Each pause, each moment of reflection becomes an invitation to delve deep into your essence, away from external expectations. Look within. How did you feel today? Imperfect and human. It's okay not to know the answer. The true search for meaning unfolds along the path of pain and doubt. Your transformation begins with the acceptance of what is hidden. Self-love is more than just a nice phrase. It's a daily practice, a choice to heal your wounds and embrace your journey. Have you ever asked yourself what truly matters in your life? It's not about pleasing others, it's about recognizing your own light. By nurturing this internal space, you give yourself permission to be authentic. And in doing so, you create an invisible bridge, a genuine connection that starts to weave itself from you. Your freedom isn't found in pleasing everyone. It lies in being true to yourself. And that, my dear, is where true power resides. Today, as you wake up, Allow yourself to experience this power. Tell yourself, I am capable of making this transformation. If this message resonates with your soul, write in the comments, I choose to be reborn. There's something that connects us beyond words. And it's in that silence that true transformation reveals itself. The journey continues, full of mysteries, and you are ready to explore each one of them.